Thanks for staying with us. You're watching South Africa Tonight on eNCA. Let's move over to this. Emergency services in East London are trying to assist those affected by floods. Heavy rains have caused flooding to many homes and informal settlements. Residents have had to seek shelter at churches and community halls. We are joined by Conradie, who's the Eastern Cape coordinator for Gift of the Givers. Thank you so much for your time. We do appreciate it. Speak to us about how dire the situation is and what kind of help you are providing to those in need.
Good evening. On the grounds in East London, it's absolute devastation. Many families woke up with their shacks or their houses being completely flooded. Some families have lost everything, including their households. And it is indicated that 5 people are already deceased. Our team visited the 18-year-old deceased mother today, and she returned home from hospital to not only the site where she lost her daughter, but also to the site that she used to call home, and she came home to absolutely nothing. Families lost food, clothing, furniture, and many have no money to start over again.
Tell us what the situation is currently. Has the rain stopped, or is it very difficult to move in and assess the damage and also provide support to those families?
Fortunately, the rains have stopped, but families have been placed in shelters trying to rebuild their lives. But many are saying, how does one go to bed with just the necessary items you need to get by or to live with, and wake up with absolutely nothing? Gift of the Givers have been on the ground distributing food, cooked meals. We distributed mattresses and blankets as well. Many families showed us their clothes that they rescued from the mud. It's completely, you cannot rescue that. They can't wear it anymore. So we have been distributing brand new Woolworths clothing as well to the families.
Are you able to ascertain how many people have been displaced because of these floods?
The affected families or people are close to 300. The shacks that have been washed away completely are close to 100. The list is still not completed as assessments are still being made by disaster management and the municipalities on the ground. So that's not the final total yet. About over 100 families have been placed in the shelter. Many of the families feel that they do not want to leave their households or shacks unattended. So many are staying in the shacks that have been flooded and full of mud.
Conrene, maybe just lastly tell us whether or not you have been able to get any additional support from the local government in the province.
On the grounds today, we were joined by the Premier of the Eastern Cape. We were also joined by the Mayor, the Deputy Mayor, the MEC of Human Settlements, and the MEC of Kokta. These houses are built on a flat line and on a riverbank, which is highly unsafe. So each time the rains pull up, there will be floods, or the rains pour down heavily like this, it will flood on these riverbanks. So the department have indicated that these areas need to be evacuated and a safe area needs to be identified for these people to rebuild their lives or their houses, because now at the moment they have nowhere to go. So that's the only indication that we have received from the department, is that they will identify a safe area for the families to start rebuilding their lives, and that they will support the deceased families as well.
Sure. We wish you all the best, and hopefully these families can be placed again and start rebuilding.